Alright, today we have this really cool, I guess you could call it a garage find. It's a 81, 84, I don't remember, 80 something. Let's see. I've got the title in the book over there. Let me grab the book. 83. Alright, we've got this really cool 83 Kawasaki GPZ-550. A really cool bike. It's actually lovely original condition. It's got original seat, although the bodywork is actually really nice looking. Clean and straight frame. The forks look really good. The brakes and such will clean up really nice. It definitely needs tires and a battery. We'll have to order some carb parts and things because the last guy, if you want to get in here, he ordered some, the last guy kind of used RTV to seal up these float bowls, which kind of sucks. But we've got a broken clutch lever, the signals and things. But overall, I mean, it'll definitely clean up nice, I think. You know, maybe a chain is fine. Overall, it'll be a pretty easy project. I think the ignition has been punched out at some point, I guess. So we'll get that. But 19,000 miles on the original engine. I think it'll be set to go. So we want to start today just by kind of looking things over and, you know, seeing what we need to order for parts, things like that. So we'll go ahead and make a to-do list here of what it'll need. But like I said, carb parts, battery, things like that. So let's get into it. All right, so we'll just remove the plugs here. And we'll crank it over and see if we have any kind of power. The ignition switch might be a little bit of an issue, but we'll have to find out the fun way. All right, just taking a quick look at the plugs here. One of them is pretty good, but one of them's quite dark. I don't know what the deal is with that, but we'll just replace all four of them anyway. We're gonna go ahead and just try the screwdriver trick there. We got the jumper box going. It looks like it lights up. Let's see if it will crank over or something. Yeah, buddy. There we go. That's pretty sweet. Let's try for spark, huh? All right, let's try number one over here. You see it okay? Need something to hold the clutch. You good? Now I can see a faint spark. I don't know if it's showing up on video there, but we do have faint spark out of this old plug, so I'm assuming we're good. Let's double check all four, but I think we're probably fine. What do you see? You see spark?
Yeah, there's spark.
Okay, okay. All right. Number three is a janky cap here, but we're just trying to do a test. Yeah, even with the janky cap, we still have spark. Yep, we got all four. Okay, cool. So so far, I think we've definitely got crank. All of the electrical seems to be working in good order. We have spark, neutral light. What do we have for other lights? We have brake light, tail light. We don't have a cap there, obviously, but we got brake. What about the rear?
Yep.
Okay. The over here, the rear brake needs to be flushed because it just goes all the way to the ground, all the way to the floor, as it were, with no pressure. So we need to flush that. This is actually empty. Otherwise, I think everything. Got a little fart horn. I think the headlight might come on with key. Not sure there, but or I should say with ignition. When it runs, it probably comes on. A lot of Cowies are that way. Don't know. Might be a bulb. All right, we'll just finish popping these carbs open. We got a little excited there. All right, that one is there. And just kind of want to get a preliminary look at the carbs to see if we need a diaphragm or other stuff, so gingerly pop those out there. That looks pretty good to me. No rips or tears on that one. You want to be kind of careful when you set these things down that you don't fold them just by setting them on the side. So if you set them like that, it shouldn't have any damage to them. But it looks good there. Alright, so the slide diaphragms here look really good, but we're going to pop into the bottom end of the carbs, see what we got going on. Break these loose, by the way, with a screwdriver. That way you don't chew them up. We're just cheating by using a power tool here. The last guy definitely had at it with the RTV. Not how you want to do this. You definitely need to order the correct gasket so the floats don't leak. You don't have any particles of that RTV getting into the float system or into the jets, anything like that. Okay, we'll just use a little bit of pressure here. There, I got that one open, I think. Oh, delicious. Here, take a bite out of that. Just eat that.
Yum.
Okay. Float looks good. The jets actually aren't too bad. We just have a fair amount of cleaning and debris to get. I'm going to put this cap back on. And that way I can have something to push against. Oh, yummy. That's, yeah, still fresh. Ripe for the picking. I mean, if you see, it looks like the guy, I don't know, cut a section of gasket. It's kind of weird. Anyway, we'll have to clean all that up really good and check everything out. I'm assuming the float needles and stuff are going to be okay. Let's pop one open at least and show you what we're examining here. The float itself is fine. There's no fuel inside it, and there's no cracks or anything like that. And then the needle itself is springy on the end and good there. There's usually an O-ring on this seat part of the float system. It might be bad, but I don't know. We'll have to take it apart and get a closer look. But so far, I don't know that we need much in the way of carb parts other than these bowl gaskets. Okay, so we got the carbs all cleaned up here. All of the slide diaphragms look really good. We cleaned up the float bowl gasket areas as best we could. All of the float components and jets and everything look like they'll be usable, springs and everything like that. So basically we'll just need the float bowl gaskets and maybe a couple of little O-rings here and there, but otherwise the carbs are in really good order now. Looking at the bike itself, it seems like everything that way is pretty good. It had these little pod filters on there, which, you know, we'll give it a shot, see if they work. Typically CV carbs and pod filters don't work well together, but we'll see what we need. But we've got a list here of all of the parts that we think we'll need. We've got a taillight lens, signals, tires, clutch lever, grips. The ignition switch had been punched out at one point, so we'll just replace that with a new keyed switch. It needs a battery, oil filter, spark plugs. We'll flush the brakes, set the floats. The exhaust is kind of rusty. We'll sand that and paint it. And then we'll set the floats and mixtures and see if the bike runs. At that point, we'll give it the test run, and that'll allow us to check the charging system, and that should be just about everything that this bike needs. Okay, well that should be everything for today. Got the carbs apart. Looks like we'll need some spark plugs, oil change, battery, the usual stuff like that. Get some tires on the way also. Should be just a little bit more, and then we'll have the bike back together and on the road. That should be everything for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Miles, you're extraordinary. We'll see you later.